Vivica A. Fox. She's got a new movie called The Lost Holiday. And before we went to break, I read this quote from you, and you talked about finally coming into your womanhood after decades of being on what you call the treadmill of success.
Yes.
What does coming into womanhood mean?
Taking the time to smell the roses that I planted.
Oh.
You know, I've been doing this for such a long time. I've built homes that I remember some of them letting me swim in the swimming pool.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't sit in the backyard and have a cup of coffee and smell the roses and go, okay, Vivica, Angie Fox from Indianapolis, Indiana, look at you now. You know, we're chasing the next movie, chasing the next role.
Where do you think that came from?
Me? Oh, well, I'm very career-driven. I am, and I had
Were
to
you
learn.
all, as a child, did you grow up around people who were like the high work ethic? Where did that, because at some point I do think you pick things up. I don't know if any of us are born with work ethic. I think you see it or you want it for some reason.
Yeah, I always admired people that were successful. The reason I moved to California was because I went to go see Michael Jackson and Diana Ross in concert. Now, in my womanhood, feeling comfortable saying I'm 60, not like, oh, don't say my age. I admired, I admired women like Sophia Loren, Tina Turner, you know.
Angela Bassett. I know you did an interview. You said of Tina Turner to Angela Bassett to Pam Grier, who we both love so much, you said you've compared them to fine wine because it gets better with time.
Yes.
Better with time.
I actually named my production company after Pam Grier, Foxy Brown. So my production company is Foxy Brown Productions, just because the first beautiful, strong woman I saw on screen was
I agree. I think that might have been the first too.
Okay.
And Pam watches, so we love you. But listen, I got to ask you, going back to that treadmill of success. So now you've come into this womanhood moment. You are still working very hard, the Lost Holiday. Have you gone out to have a cup of coffee in the backyard?
I do now. I do now. I live in a beautiful home with a beautiful view. Every morning I wake up, I thank God that for all the blessings. Because I built that house.
You built that.
I built that house. And so I'm grateful, and I definitely take the time. And I swim in my pool.
In the movie, The Lost Holiday, you executive produce, you play Cassandra, a grieving mom, coming to terms with not just the loss of her estranged son, but the discovery that her son was gay. It's with Jussie Smollett.
Yes.
You know Jussie from Empire. You've known him a long time. One of the other things that I love about you is that you offer grace to people.
Yes.
And you have offered Jussie grace at this time. And listen, that's not easy. People have very strong opinions about him and all of the events that are still playing out. Why did because your brand is solid. Your brand is impeccable.
Yes.
Why were you willing to put your name next to his name in this film?
He's family. He's family.
Yeah.
And a lot of people turned their back on him. And I just couldn't. I've known him since he was 8 years old. And he's so talented and kind. Things happen in life. We all make mistakes. I'm no saint. So I know his heart. And he called me while he was going through challenges and said, I need you. And I said, I'm there.
And that, you know, that really does.
I cry every time.
You come out. No, because that's real talk. That's real. I'll tell you, because it is that same grace, to dovetail it into the topic of our conversation on single women. People don't want to offer you grace for decisions that you make, whether they are wrong or your own. And I just feel like there's such a swirl of judgment all the time.
Oh my gosh.
And that, and it's what I always say also is that when you are trying to pay your pound of flesh, people want your soul.
Yes, yes, yes. Say it.
And I don't like that doesn't rest well with me. And I feel like, as I said, with single women in particular who make life decisions, if you don't have a child, you're somehow soulless. And that really hurts.
Yes,
that
it
hurts
does.
as being a woman who didn't have a kid until 48 years old. And I think it is very powerful that whether it's offering Jussie grace or speaking up for women and saying, own your age, own your choices, and you're gonna be okay.
Yes.
That's the power of youth.
Be comfortable in the skin you're in.
Yeah. Well, I love you.
I love you back.
And the skin is skinning. Give it up for Vivica.